My name is John Schoolcraft. I work at Oatly. We make oat milk, or in Europe we call it oat drink because you can't officially call it oat milk, but I call it oat milk anyway. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Oatly, so I'm in charge of the brand, or what we call the voice instead. We don't have a marketing department, and the reason we don't have a marketing department is because I don't think marketing people are very good at buying creative. I think the makers of creative are much better at knowing which creative you should be running. Marketing's looking to sell things. They're looking at data. Creatives are looking at, creating something that's interesting that will attract people, that people might like or find interesting, or maybe they'll hate. Maybe they'll just hate the creative, but it will get them interested in the product. So there's a huge difference. One is makers and one is approvers. And I kind of think we need less approvers in the world. Yeah, so I would think that the way that it usually works in most companies is that you would have a marketing department that would be looking at data or sales numbers or targets, and then they would be writing briefs to someone who maybe could be in-house or at an agency and say, we need to really increase our sales of an oat product or an oat milk product. We don't do that briefing thing. The creatives are involved in every part of the business. We're sitting in supply meetings, we're sitting in commercial meetings. We know the business inside and out, and we create ideas when we think we find something interesting. So it's a completely different system. And I think back in the day, marketing should actually be helping a business become better, but now they're just trying to increase, numbers, sales, something. Where creative is actually, we're trying to find ways to make the business better. It started when Tony, who's my friend, became the CEO back in 2012, and he called me and he said, John, I'm the CEO of an oat milk company. I said, that sounds interesting, goat milk? What's oat milk? And he said, oh, it's really interesting. I'm the CEO, can we do something? And we had known each other for 20 years or something like that. And I said, send me over the packaging, send me what it looks like. And it was the worst packaging in history. And so I told him I didn't want to really do it. I didn't think it was that interesting. And he was very persistent, come on, John, can we do something? So I had a very selfish thought in my mind, and that was, okay, if you kill the marketing department, because I thought marketing departments had ruined all of my best work. I'm like a creative, so I'm like, you kill the marketing department when we never have one in this company, I'll do it. And so that's how it started. There's no one working in marketing. If you're a big company and present a problem, if you're like a Google, or even here in Holland, if you're a Heineken, you can't just say, see you later. People are important and they have jobs and you need to take care of your employees. But if you're a smaller company, you don't need to necessarily find someone who's going to interpret data for you. You need to find someone you can trust, who can actually create the brand, who can make it, and then work with them instead. In the creative department, we don't do different things than the marketing department. The job is still the same. Make things, make advertising, make communication, make content, and that people can see. It's just you don't necessarily find someone who needs to go to someone else to make it. So I would just say, look for people in your environment, look for people who can be great, look for people who are interested in that role of getting closer to the business. Once you find them, then build up that trust and work with them. A lot of times people are so focused on the data. Marketing departments, they like to read data, they like to read reports, and they like to look at the data and find out what to do. What they don't realize is everyone has the same data. All brands have the same data. They're pulling the same data, they're looking at the same thing. So they're doing the same thing. And I think that the creatives, by nature, listen, they look at the street, they see what's going on, they're embedded in culture, and they find their inspiration somewhere else. And so if you're looking at data, think about it. If you're this far off on the data, when you're looking at it, you'll be 40, 50% off on the data down the street. Where if you're looking at the street, how people live, embedded in culture, you'll create something that people actually want to see and something that's not like marketing.